Hey, this is Adrian Igo, Capricorntigress from Astrology, A Look Inside, and I just want to go ahead with this reading for you Aquariuses for the month of August. So Aquarius, let's start with the most obvious thing here, which is that the Sun and Mercury and the North Node is in your 7th house of partnerships in the sign of Leo. And it is going to be in Leo until the Sun enters Virgo on the 23rd of August. And then it'll go into your 8th house of other people's money. But for the most part, the emphasis is going to be in your 7th house of relationships. So this could mean if you're married, it could be a marriage partner, it could be a business partnership, like it could be actually open enemies are also indicated here. So be wary of possible enemies. And how would how would that manifest? Well, Mercury is retrograde, so I can see there might be some problems with some kind of communication or documents or something like that. So be careful of that involving partnerships and or potential enemies, because those are never good. But I think once Mercury goes direct, things will get a little bit better. And Mercury goes direct on August 19th at 11 degrees of Leo. And so it'll be making its trek out of the 7th house and going toward the 8th house. The other emphasis, I think, for Aquarius is, and this has been an emphasis for a while though, is Jupiter. You've got Jupiter right up in the 10th house. My gosh. What a beautiful place for Jupiter to be. Even though, Scorpio is square Aquarius by sign, it's just a gorgeous place for Jupiter to be. And you have Mars in the 1st house right now, and it's been there for a little while. It's about to retrograde out of your 1st house and go back into your 12th house in the sign of Capricorn. But for the most part, you've been, very assertive over the last few weeks. I mean, this has been a very assertive time for you, and hopefully for your career, and getting the things that you want done in your career. Now, you do have Pluto and Saturn in the solar 12th house, so that could feel man, Saturn is just killjoy, and it's sitting there in the 12th house, and so you might be getting a little bit sad at times, especially when you think about your career, because you really want to have a very good career right now. And with Saturn in the 12th house and Pluto in the 12th house, it just might make you feel sometimes like, is it worth it? Is it going to happen? You're just really not sure about a lot of things. And this uncertainty, this unsurety is really emphasized by the fact that you've got Neptune in Pisces in the 2nd house. And the 2nd house, of course, rules your money and what you're able to earn and your possessions. And so you feel really kind of not so sure in that area. And that kind of is part of the problem, because you really need to have more surety and certainty. But I tell you what, on the 19th of August, you're going to get a boost from the universe. And that's the day that Jupiter trines Neptune at 15 degrees and 36 seconds of Neptune and in Pisces, and Jupiter in Scorpio. And this is making a beautiful grand trine, not a grand trine, but a trine between your 2nd house and your 10th house. That's your career and your money. And anytime money and career is flowing, that's a very positive thing. So I hope that you're able to take advantage of that opportunity. Taurus has been sitting down in the 4th house. You've been having weird things maybe happening around your house, or doing weird things around your house or your family. I don't know how it's manifesting in your life, because Uranus is retrograde right now, and it's going back into the sign of Aries. And so it retrogrades officially on August 7th. and it's from the sign of Taurus and goes back. Well, it's at 2 degrees of 34 of Taurus, so it will be retrograde. And I just feel like something strange is either happened or going to happen when it comes to home and family. Just one of those weird things. You've been feeling a little weird when it comes to communication, by the way, and that's because Chiron is sitting in your 3rd house. On the 1st, the moon is there, so don't get over emotional about communications things. You might feel like you want to cry or something that day, but don't. It's all going to be okay. It might actually turn out to be a very positive thing, because Aries is sextile Aquarius, and so that moon in Aries, even though it's on Chiron, may be a very positive thing, because it should, or it will be, sextile that Mars in your 1st house. So if you've got something major that you want to communicate, or some kind of advertising you want to promote or something, this would be a good day to do it, the 1st. So let's go ahead and look over some of the planets and some of the things that have been going on real quick. As I mentioned, on the 1st, the moon's going to be in Aries on Chiron, and that's going to be happening in your 3rd house. On the 6th, Venus enters Libra, and that is up in your 9th house, solar 9th house. On the 7th, Uranus retrograde, as I mentioned, at 2 degrees. On the 11th, there's going to be a new moon, a partial solar eclipse, new moon, at 18 degrees of Leo at 42 seconds, and that's happening again, your 7th house of partnerships. There's that emphasis in the partnership house again, and that is happening on the 11th of August. Okay, and of course that's always something new, so I don't know if there's the possibility of someone, tying the knot or something that day. That's what a day that's going to be. Okay, on August 12th, Mars retrogrades into Capricorn, so it goes out of the emphasis of the solar 1st house and back into the emphasis of the solar 12th house. So I don't know what's going on in secret and private, but with Saturn there and Pluto there and now Mars there, your 12th house is going to be pretty full. And just don't have a nervous breakdown. Take meditation and deep breaths if necessary. You'll be able to get through this month. And these retrogrades are all going to start going direct soon, which is definitely going to help. On August 19th, Mercury goes direct at 11 degrees. Mercury is in Leo, so it goes direct in 11 degrees. On the 23rd, the Sun enters Virgo. I mentioned that Jupiter trine Neptune on the 19th. There's going to be a full moon on the 26th of August, and that's going to happen at 3 degrees Pisces, which is technically your solar 2nd house. So a full moon in your 2nd house means a full moon in your house of money, and I hope that's a good positive moon in your house of money, which it should be, with that positive influence from Scorpio Jupiter up in your 10th house. So hopefully maybe you get a contract or close a deal that you've been really hoping to close. So I hope that works out for you. On the 27th, Mars goes direct at 28 degrees of Capricorn. So it'll be coming back toward Aquarius again. So that's going to start on the 27th of August. On the 5th, Mercury enters Virgo. And on the 6th, Saturn goes direct at 2 degrees. So it'll be going direct in your 12th house. And that'll be a good thing when Mercury or Saturn goes direct, because Saturn is the co-ruler of Aquarius. And when Saturn's not direct, it affects Aquarius, just like it affects Capricorns. So it's always a much better experience when Saturn is going direct and is not going backwards, because that indicates backwards activity, and we don't want that. And with that happening in your 12th house, we really don't want crazy activity happening in your 12th house. So we want to make sure we take care of that, Aquarius. Well, this has been Capricorntigress of Adrian Igo of Astrology, A Look Inside. And I thank all of you Pisces for listening and putting up with me as I stumble through this reading today. It's just, you know, Mercury's retrograde. We're all doing the best we can during a Mercury retrograde, believe me. Anyway, oh, this is Pisces. Anyway, Aquarius. Here we go. See, Mercury retrograde. Anyway, it's been such a pleasure. Much love and much light to all of you, Aquarius. And I hope you have a beautiful August. And don't worry, the Sun is going to go into Virgo as of the 23rd. And yeah, it'll get all better from there. Have a good one, everyone. Bye now.